So this is the first time that I'm going to introduce this horse to a stick with a flag. And all I did was pick it up from the gate. And I had it like this, so it hasn't made any noise yet. And I have no idea how he's going to respond to it. I did warm him up first and get him in a good frame of mind before I did this because he's a high energy, emotional horse by nature. You can see how he looks around a lot. And like his nostrils are flaring right there. And we're not doing anything, but he's just naturally worried. So I do things to get him in a good frame of mind before I start asking him to do something new. So I had him doing some side passing, some figure eights, um, some yielding on the circle at the walk and the trot, jumping, large circles, had him doing several different things just to get him in a good frame of mind, and not a lot of each one of those, enough until there's relaxation, and maybe some connection and some kind of improvement. So here he's licking his lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the flag part and I'm going to start to walk away with it. And I'm going to have it make a little bit of noise, and we're going to see how he feels about it, because I want him to follow it and I want him to become curious of it instead of afraid of it. And I have no idea how he's going to respond. So I started with just a little bit of noise, and now I'm having it make a little bit more noise because I'm looking for his window of tolerance. So his head's up a little bit, so I'm not going to add more. I want him to be curious, and he's allowed to come up and smell it. He's allowed to follow it. Just, I don't want him to get over emotional. If I start doing too much with the flag and it bothers him too much, I will just bring down the intensity some. But I'm not going to take the flag to him. I'm going to let him come to the flag. See how I walked away and I let it be his idea to come and check it out. And he's more interested in something going on down the road there than he is the flag. So that shows me that, he's not that worried about it. And I'll give him as much distance as he needs before he starts following. I'm not going to say you need to get closer. I just give him more slack in the line if he needs it. Good, his head came down. I'll stop. So he's not having too terrible of a reaction to it. I'm going to see if I can touch him on the shoulder. So he flinched there when I touched him. So he wasn't sure if it was safe or not. So his ear's on it, so I know he's paying attention to it. His head's a little bit high, not too bad. Now when he came here to my place a couple months ago, doing this with the rope over his back, he was very emotional about it. And with the stick and string, he was very emotional about it. So I've been building his confidence with being able to handle things, and I want him to read me. I want him to know when I'm in neutral, which means my breathing's relaxed, I'm not asking anything of him, my body's not on him, I'm facing away from him a little bit, and I'm not staring at him, I'm not asking anything, and I want him to know when I am asking for something and when I'm not. So here I'm not asking for anything. Now if I go and I look at his hind end and I get intense, I'm asking for something. Then I stand up straight, but I get relaxed and I'm not asking for anything. So I want him to know the difference. So when I use my tools, I want him to know when I'm just, rubbing him with it And when I'm not asking anything like this, and then when I am asking something, pay attention. Yeah, good, good. So now I got to touch his other shoulder and see if he feels different about it on this side. So I could tell he's just a little bit tight. Now he's looking ahead. So when he's the kind of horse that when he starts getting worried and he's not real outwardly about it. When he's you know, standing still, he's more outwardly about it if he's in motion, fast. I mean, like if he's on a fast circle or something. But he starts looking around because he starts feeling unsafe. And that's his way of showing that he's not real confident. But he's not moving his feet. He's trying really hard, but he's not blinking a lot. His head's high. So I just want to keep doing this. And with rhythm, I want to keep doing it there until his head came down a little bit, and then I quit. And then I'm going to back off a little bit and see it helped bring his head down a little bit more. And then he got concerned about something else. But that's his nature. He's a very high energy horse that worries a lot. Good, 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 good. But he's learning to trust me a lot because he's been with me for a couple months now. And so when I introduce him to something new now, it's not as traumatic as it used to be. Good. Good. Now he's blinking a lot more. I like that. His head's not as high as it was. Good. Good. So when he lowers his head like that, see now he's sneezing, he's licking his lips, he's feeling a lot more relaxed about it. He's realizing that it's not something to be afraid of. And I will slowly bring up the intensity, you know, like starting to do this. See how he needs more distance, so I give it to him. I just let the rope slide out of my hand until he feels like he can follow it. Good boy. Good boy. So it doesn't seem to be bothering him a lot, so I'm going to do a little bit more. Now he stopped, so I give him some more slack there. Now he can follow again. He needed to stop. That's okay. I just kind of go pivot in a little bit of a circular motion so that it makes it a little easier to ask him forward than just going straight ahead. Good. And then I'm going to rub him with it again, make sure he's still okay with it. That's good. Now I'm going to ask him to move his hind end. I'm going to stare at it with some intensity. Yeah. Good. So that was a very nice introduction to the stick and flag. Good boy.